Self-ideal: everyone has an inner ideal of himself, everyone knows himself well. The ideal contains 5 pillars and parts. The spiritual part: to have an inner ideal, you know very well what you want. The health part: you know what you want, what your problems are, and you know the nature of your health. The personal part: you learn your psychological appreciation and you know how to achieve that appreciation. The professional part: you know in which areas you will achieve success. The physical part: knowing where you want to go on your own. For example, with regard to the spiritual part, almost every person knows what he wants, as well as the healthy part. There are some people who know very well what they want, but they do not know how to reach what they want, and because these people cannot reach their goal or do not try to reach, they start comparing them with others, and this comparison will result in blame. They will blame their luck and blame people. When a person does not reach what he wants, he will reach the stages of frustration, anxiety, tension and depression, and people around him will see that they can reach this thing, so he begins to compare and then blames himself, and in the end he will criticize. And beware of falling into these things, because if you start with them, you will have reached a big problem. And the big problem, it starts with 3 basic things. Comparing yourself with people, and know that you will be the loser because you are comparing yourself to something in which you are weak. Criticism: after you have finished comparing, you will begin to criticize and criticize everything and others. Blame: then you end up blaming others. These 3 things are extremely dangerous, and if you reach that stage, know that your ideal self is in turmoil and tension, and you must correct what is inside you. Selfie: every human being has an internal image of everything. We have 2 eyes to see the outside world. If you look in the mirror, you will see only external things and you will not be able to see the internal things in your body, even though these internal things are the real world that represents more than 90% of your abilities. You cannot see your energy. You will not be able to see your liver or your heart. You will not be able to see your mental capabilities such as your intelligence, patience or inner love. But you will see your outer appearance. So how then can you judge a person that he is a failure or that he is weak or that he is strong through the outward appearance? What happens in the self-image is that between your eyes there is a 3rd eye that goes inside you to see your inner image that you drew about yourself a while ago, and this internal image is only present in the brain only. A person sees only from the outside. For example, a fat person sees himself from the outside as fat and tries to lose weight, so he does the diet to try to change his external appearance, reducing food or abstaining from it completely so that he is like people who enjoy a harmonious body, but his 3rd eye sees the internal image that he is still obese. He remains the same as the fat person and does not change him. So the self-image is extremely powerful and dangerous. Therefore, a person must see himself internally. If he is able to see himself internally in the new form, then he will be able to change the internal image of himself, and as long as what is inside has changed, then what is outside will change. 4. Self-esteem. Self-esteem is the way you see yourself in terms of your feelings and feelings about yourself. Self-esteem is your self-esteem and your feeling that you are satisfied with yourself, and do you love yourself, and in it we say that a person must love himself and love himself. Self-love is not selfish and it is a wrong concept. Self-love means that you accept yourself as you are, and that you say to God Almighty, I accept the gift you gave me as it is. The lack of self-acceptance leads the person to 2 very important things. The first thing, negative behaviors, as happens with a person who feels that he does not have self-esteem, and his feeling that he does not value himself because no one has appreciated him before. For example, a small child who wants to speak is told to shut up, do not speak. This child feels that he is less than the world and grows up on this feeling, and because he feels that, he wants to grow up from himself, so he compensates his love for the world with other behaviors when he grows up, including smoking, including drugs, including things much he does not need, and all this is because he wants to compensate for his self-esteem, compensate for his love for himself. He wants to fill the gap inside him, fill it internally. I love myself so I buy myself things. The second matter, weak personality and social fear. When self-esteem weakens, this results in weak personality and social fear, which is the person's feeling that he is of little importance, so he feels that he is less than the present, so he prefers silence, so he cannot speak in front of people, and does not raise his hand, for example, to speak in lectures. He wishes to speak, but he will feel that if he does speak, someone will tell him to shut up. Therefore, you must accept yourself and use your abilities until the last moment in your life. You must work and use your time well, sleep in a reasonable amount. Do not waste your time sleeping too much. You will sleep a lot when you lose life and you will have nothing but sleep. You should use every moment as if it were the last moment of your life. Self-achievements, after the self-concept, then the self-ideal, then the self-image, then the self-esteem comes the self-accomplishment. Every person wants to have an achievement, and anyone who suffers from depression feels that he has no achievements. Your question to yourself, what do I want? It takes you to the future, and why would I want it? It gives you the reasons that push you to achieve the goal, when you want it, and takes the time factor into account, and how do you get it? It gives you the possibilities and means, and when you say, I can achieve the goal, it strengthens your self-confidence. Focusing on your goals gives you achievement and mental energy, and the more flexible you are, the more you avoid negative feelings. Vacuum, for example, activates negative feelings. Thinking and focusing on one thing only makes the brain reach the stage of negative generalization. The brain focuses on a specific thing and then generalizes the matter. For example, a person who is upset about something says that the whole country is bad. If a person generalizes, he will feel that he has not achieved any of his achievements. The person who says that he is disturbed psychologically, the matter is generalized and exaggerated, so that his feelings are also exaggerated, so the person has to know what is really bothering him and start treating it, so he comes out of generalization to specification. Models of achievement. A lady came to me and said, I have no achievement in my life, and this lady was about 60 years old and people outside love animals very, very much. I said to her, do you love animals? She said to me, yes, very. I told her, what do you think if we announce a small advertisement that will not cost you more than $10 in all the newspapers of the country? We say in the advertisement, whoever has an animal who wants to get rid of it, call this number, and then publish another advertisement in it. Who wants to buying an animal calls this number. And you have to be successful in distributing the animals, for whoever has an animal and does not want it, you take it from him and give it to someone who wants to buy the animal. And she actually did that, and she was taking $20 from this and from this another $20, and this lady earns today more than $200,000 a year because she is busy with animals and is happy with them because she discovered something inside. It is an internal achievement. Every person has an inner achievement. Every person whom God Almighty has given something inside of him. If he locks this thing inside him, he will be miserable and will feel depressed intense, and will feel wonderful when he uses it, and he will use it when he searches for it and searches for it. And know that if a person before you is able to do something, then you are able to do this thing because the person before you is not better than you, and then you will be better. But if this thing was not done by anyone before you, then you will be the first. Fifth, the physiology of trust. There is something in the body called the physiology of confidence. So we find a person who is confident in himself has a laugh that differs from others. Even the way his breathing and movements have a different shade from others. His inner thinking is different from the thinking of others. The first thing you have to do is to change the physiology of your body, because the body will change if it changes. Therefore, the thinking will change, and when the thinking changes, the body will change. If one of the two changes, the second will automatically change because the two are linked to each other. Then you have to reach the stage of inner confidence and use telepathy with human energy and regain your confidence in yourself. Sixth, leave the banana and go in Africa. There is a cage known as the Papo. When the hunters want to catch small monkeys, they come to a cage, the papo, and put a banana in it. The monkey enters the cage by himself and catches the banana. Once he enters the cage and catches the banana, the cage door closes, but the monkey does not notice that. He keeps holding the banana until the door closes. The cage is completely on him and remains locked in the cage after that forever. He chose to hold the banana and leave his freedom, and if this monkey wanted to get out from the beginning, he would have had nothing but to leave the banana and go out, but he kept holding it and even did not want to leave it, for he loved himself while holding the banana. Unfortunately, there are many people who hold a banana and forget that it is the reason for closing the door behind them. So, one of the very important things for a person who wants to have confidence in himself is to think first and then start making simple changes in his life. Changes that make him leave the safety and comfort zone and move from the place he does not like and move immediately to the place where he wants to be and fly and go. Sometimes a person needs someone to push him, so God Almighty sends at the right time someone to say to him, "There is a genie within you who wants to go. Why are you silent? The time has come. Pay attention to yourself, for your energy, for your abilities which, as we said, if you reach a country that will generate electricity for a week, you have a mind with 150 billion mental cells that need only 5,000 years to ride it, you have muscles. If you put all together, those muscles will tighten 25 tons. With patience and trust in God, you can achieve your goals. Accept yourself completely, no matter what the challenges and circumstances are. You are not your behavior, your challenges, nor your feelings. All of these are life's activities and reactions towards it. Whatever the opinion of people and influencers, accept yourself. Create an inner self-image as you achieve your goals, and be confident in yourself and your limitless abilities. Infinity. Learn the strategies that help you to use your capabilities and thus strengthen your belief in your abilities, capabilities, ideas and goals. Direct all your energy to God Almighty, love and glorify Him, seek help and trust in Him, be sincere and perfect your work, and you will be happy in this world and the next.